Harry from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is August 20th, 2025. It is 4:57 a.m. 5 o'clock. I just finished edit whatever I recorded yesterday afternoon. I had some time. I quickly record some stuff, and now I just finished, and I'm gonna go over some of the tweets that I had prior of sometime last week, prior of me and my husband going on our mini vacation. I've added new tweets to it, so these are the one I want to cover because I was looking at some of them. There's things regarding Netflix, so we're gonna go over that. Yeah, and no, it's this one, the Netflix, Boyle Rats, William and Kate, and these two I might put it at the end. It has nothing to do with the Sussexes or things like that. So let's get going. Let's go on Twitter. I believe this. Okay, at first I was thinking, should I share this because I have to put screenshot, you won't even see the video properly, but I guess for the sake of this channel, because I think I shared it on PYTE. So let's do it. Thank you for your contribution to Meghan and Harry's multi-million-dollar trust fund. So she retweeted that from Royal Daily Tea. Who are these people? Okay, Netflix released the trailer for Meghan Markle's second season with Love Meghan to air on August 26. My takeaway: no celebrities except Bully, Chrissy Teigen, no Serena, Oprah, Beyonce, or even astronaut Gayle King. Astronaut. Who are these people? Royal Daily Tea. But why she has to describe them like that? But okay, let's pause it again. Back in the same rented kitchen with unknown guests and her. You know what? Let's just focus on the video because it looks like a deranger. But glad she's retweeting it though.
I'll put music on. I love the idea of spending time together and finding new ways to show people you care. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, I could do this every day.
Let's get creative and learn something new. Nicely done. I don't know what's happening. I'm so glad you came to show me how to do this. Is this working?
Today is about getting out of your comfort zone. I have no idea where to start. Everybody should have one of those.
This is one of the most joyful days.
Very focusing. Often I want to make the things I want to share. This looks fantastic. There are easy ways to show up publicly.
She just gives me goosebumps. That is so lovely.
That's delicious.
Little things like this. So happy.
We didn't even make a salad. Let's just go ahead and cheese.
You know that's my life.
I love these moments of discovery and beauty. So let's be curious together. She really doesn't like lobster. Well,
And you're marrying?
Alright, so the music is gonna be altered and things like that. I'm not sure if I shared it on this channel or PYTE, but whatever. I'm not gonna go over their comment, but I'll go back to the previous tweet to go over some of the squad comment. But I was reading this one here. I believe the second season was filmed during the first season. They should have just released the one and buried corpse in an undisclosed location. See, they're watching. This is the thing. This is what Netflix is banking on. They are watching. They know all the things about Harry and Meghan. Okay, this one responds say yes, correct. More like season 1.5. But whatever. Mocking it, but yet they're still watching. And this is why the squad say, hey, thank you for your contribution to Meghan and Harry's multi-million-dollar trust fund. That's for sure. Let me read these two and then go to the next tweet. Every guest on With Love Meghan is an exceptional person who is extremely successful in their chosen careers. That is true. Yeah, had a look and she's already blocked me. There's the laugh here. I must have called it out previously on their nonsense. Yeah, but they are watching. Let's go to the next tweet. And it's making reference to the Netflix next season. I think I saw something, I didn't put it on the list, where Netflix said, let's do the countdown because it's 6 days to go before it premieres again. Okay, next one. The British media. Netflix bosses are just waiting for the credit to roll on $100 million contract with no appetite for anything new. Netflix. And we are also releasing a holiday special featured Meghan Markle titled With Love Meghan Holiday Celebration. British media, Meghan is hijacking Christmas. This is why they just need to focus on their thing and do what they gotta do. Harry and Meghan. Netflix as well. And Netflix is looking at the numbers. They know what they got. And the video that I just edited, I read an article where they were saying that Netflix know what they got. They want to have the first choice when Harry and Meghan create something, and Harry and Meghan will give Netflix the first streaming giant to look at it, see if they want to air it on their platform. Okay, Harry and Meghan's Netflix deal is dead. Bosses are just waiting for the credit to roll on $100 million contracts with no appetite for anything new after dismal viewing figures, insiders claim. Like I said, Netflix knows what's going on. They see the numbers. That was July 2025. Alright. More details. This is Netflix With Love Meghan Holiday Celebration. This special episode will be a festive celebration with Meghan in Montecito, California. Focused, it will highlight how to celebrate the holidays with warmth, traditions, and joy, featuring friends and family. How to watch. The special will be available for streaming on Netflix. Season 2 of With Love Meghan, the holiday special, will follow the second season of the lifestyle program, which is also premiering in December. Extended Netflix deal. The new multi-year first look deal also includes other projects like the documentary Massacre Kids, A Rhythm Within, and an adaptation of the novel Meet Me at the Lake. I can't wait to watch this because we talk about it over the summer. When they first picked it up. Could have been last year, right? When this came to light, Meet Me at the Lake. Meghan and Harry hijacking Christmas after new Netflix deal expert. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have secured a renewed deal with Netflix, but it is not clear how much money they will get for it. It's nobody's business but Harry and Meghan. There's that here. Alright, let's read some of the comments. Okay, so this is the one I just read on my other how do you call this, the video I just edit. Right, they don't need another exclusive contract. They can breathe for the first time in 5 years, and Netflix knows it. That's why rather than lose them to Apple, Amazon, Disney, and or any other streamer waiting in wings, Netflix compromise. Alright, I read that even the article I read in the last video. Okay, now Harry and Meghan are in a different position, experienced producers, proven draws, and cultural voices with a global audience. They don't need another exclusive contract. They can breathe for the first time in 5 years, and Netflix knows it. That's why, rather than lose them on Apple, Amazon, Disney, or any other streamer waiting in the wings, Netflix compromise, offering a deal that gives Archwell both freedom and financial security. Okay, racism in action. All right, let's go to the next one. Now, this is JTB. I believe I see wine. That's my side note, what the tweet is about. Okay. Where do these people come from? He's doing the review, I understand. But where do these people come from out of nowhere to just start trashing Meghan. Okay, Zack Peter sells Housewives wine in a can. He does, or should I say beer? Meghan Markle sells out luxury rosé backed by Vogue and Sommelier from 11 Madison Park. One is culture, the other is crusty clutter. Alright, there's all those hashtags. Okay, 2 minutes and 54 seconds.
Alright, I know you're gonna cancel me and you're gonna hate me and whatever, but I did it for the pod.
Why this keep on
I did it
buffering?
for you ultimately, okay?
Peter Zachary Gonzalez. Or is it Zack Peter now? Why drop the Gonzalez? Are you ashamed of your Latin roots? Did you want people to think you were white?
Oh, damn.
So now the picture is crystal clear.
Oh my
now
God.
let's talk about your wine review. Let's be real. This wasn't an honest critique. This was a man with a Housewives branded canned wine, praying for relevance, cheap punching on Meghan Sussex's rosé. Not from any knowledge, not from any expertise, but from pure envy, from pure insecurity. Here's the truth. You hate Meghan because she's everything you've never been. You've always been overlooked. You've always been passed over. And this performance is your way of forcing people to notice you now. Meghan doesn't have to perform for relevance. You do. Meghan effortlessly glides into rooms where legends gather. Vogue, sommeliers, global culture makers. She sells out as ever drops in minutes. That's elegance. That's luxury. That's legacy. And you're the opposite. A reality TV pundit slapping his name on canned wine like it's a
Did they
gimmicky
do that?
souvenir. No sophistication, no style, nothing about you whispers class. Everything about you screams tacky. And here's the elite proof that Meghan actually delivers. Vogue tapped master sommelier Jordan Salcido, whose resume includes building wine programs at 11 Madison Park and Momofuku to taste Meghan's as ever rosé. Her conclusion? Well-crafted and flavorful. That's not celebrity fluff. That's credibility. That's refinement. And then there's you, pretending to be an authority. Yet you stumble over stone fruit? That's not even advanced terminology. That's basic. A simple Google search and you would have known. Stone fruits are peaches, plums, cherries, apricots, nectarines, any fruit with a pit. That goes to show how devolved your thinking process is. This was never about the product. This was about clawing at Meghan because she represents what you'll never be. Admired, respected, sought after. She's everything you've tried to perform your way into becoming. And she doesn't even have to try. And that's what eats you alive. Meanwhile, Meghan doesn't have to audition for relevance. She is relevance. Her wine isn't a stunt. It's a well-made product backed by serious expertise. Vogue's review will live on as part of the cultural record.
That's
Yours,
right.
it evaporated in the scroll, forgotten even before the algorithm refreshes. And you didn't review as ever rosé. You exposed yourself. You proved that Meghan is culture, and you're still scrambling to be noticed. Meghan's name will always stand for cultural and refinement. Yours will always read as a gimmick. And while Meghan's name will be remembered in history, you will be forgotten. And that's the difference the world sees clearly.
That's very good too.
Alright, I know you're gonna cancel me and you're gonna hate me and whatever, but I did it for the pod.
But I'm just wondering.
I did it for content, I did it for you ultimately, okay?
Okay, I know JTB gave a small little background of this guy, but what makes these people feel like they have to leave their platform, whatever they usually share on their platform, to leave that alone and then to come and mock and try to humiliate Meghan? Why? It has to be some sort of a campaign.
Do you really believe that a campaign was being waged against you?
Yes, I did, absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
I was a separated wife to the Prince of Wales. I was a problem, full stop. Never happened before. What do we do with her?
Can't we pack her off to somewhere quietly rather than campaign against her?
She won't go quietly. That's the problem. I'll fight till the end.
There must be, yes, obviously they will make money, some incentive on that, but it has to be a campaign in some shape or form for these people to leave what they usually, say on their platform, put it aside, and then to make that video about Meghan. Why? Baggage for God. Okay, handle it, JTB. Oh, Lord. Okay. Is this the same guy? He is trying hard to be noticed in all sort of ways. Jesus Christ. Okay, I used to watch him for the Blake Lively drama But the moment he went out of his way, that's what I'm saying. He's literally, that's what I feel, going out of his way to talk about Meghan. That's exactly how I see it. But the moment he went out of his way to dictate an episode trashing Meghan, I was done. I watched him drag his friends into Meghan hate party. I unsubscribed to him and his cronies. I knew he was bought out by the BP. Okay, so this person got exactly what I'm thinking. It has to be. It really has to be. This is those foot soldiers I used to talk about before. Early in, when I started talking about Harry and Meghan, when I used to do prayers about foot soldiers, these are the groups, the type of people I used to talk about. For them to see the light, common sense. They leave whatever platform that makes them, whatever their relevance is. I'm not in their level because I'm still, I'm not even trying. I'm just sharing anyway. But whatever made them noticed by people to follow them and all of that, they leave those type of content aside for whatever minute, day, or whatever it may be to come and trash Meghan. So it has to be a campaign. Those foot soldiers, my God, that was the most unserious wine review I've ever seen. He said Meghan made up stone foot. Oh my God. I remember watching this guy and he admitted on a live that he doesn't mind being center of the drama. He loves it. Funnily enough, he's so irrelevant, I almost forgot about him. His takes suck. He does it on purpose. He is begging for clout and to be cancelled, no joke. What I think is happening, some of them also, because the platform that they usually do their thing, I'm mostly on YouTube to share stuff. I'm on Twitter almost every day, but very rarely I respond or I create content. But these social media platforms usually give you the trend, what you should be talking about to make money or to be seen. Now it's up to you to decide, the creator, is this the route I want to go? If I go, for instance, this is my back end on YouTube. So they have here trend. Okay? This is what trending. If I want to talk about Harry and Meghan, these are the things that will give me views. They give me examples. Do I want to go in this route? No. I just don't see. Don't get me wrong. If Harry and Meghan does something I don't like or whatever it may be, I will let you know. A couple times many of you drag me, for disagreeing, but it's okay. It's just different opinion. But why will I go out of my way to just trash them out of no reason? I just don't see the reason. The same way I've seen some people talking about the Kardashian. Okay? And I'm like, okay. I don't really follow them. When I had cable, I used to watch their show. That's about it, for distraction or whatever. But I don't follow them religiously or whatever. But some people don't like them for whatever reason it may be. But when I see things like that coming under my posts, they don't like them because of this, and I'm trying to figure out for myself, not for your own purpose reason why you don't like them, but for me to find why I do not like them. They never did anything to me. I don't follow them enough for me to know if they had said something that will endanger my livelihood or my well-being or anything like that. If I did come across it, maybe I'll reserve my judgment on them. But so far, what I'm seeing, they're not doing anything so far, okay? I don't know what they're doing in the background, but on the surface, for me, I don't see them doing anything unethical for the way they make their money. If they do, I don't know. So I cannot judge yet. But for me right now, on the surface, they're making their money legally and they're working their butt off to flaunt whatever it is that they're flaunting. Do I agree the way they do the thing? This is not something I would do, but this is them. That's not for me to hate them on that because it's not really affecting me in any shape or form so far. So just because you don't like somebody, that doesn't mean for me to feel the same way as you. I have to have my own personal reason. So for these people who have their own platform, I just don't understand how their brain can see, okay, this is what they tell me to do. I'm gonna leave whatever that I enjoy to do to create the platform, to have the followers, leave that aside and go out of my way to just trash the person out of nowhere. Why? Why? Do they think of beyond of the now? If they have kids, how will their action now affect their kids? These simple things should be very clear to most of these people. Now, if you're trying to do the right thing in some shape or form, unknowingly you do something that could affect you in the future, that's a different story. Maybe you could stop and reflect on what you did and don't do it again. But for these people to actually literally stop whatever they used to do, and then just because whoever's telling them this is what needs to be done to trash the other person, you stop and then you go and bash. I don't understand. I don't understand this type of kind of madness that we live in. Okay, let me read what's there and then leave. Alright, so there's that here. Love to see it. I can't stand this guy. All of his posts on Meghan are negative for whatever reason. Okay, that's the squad. Why? Why are you doing that? Taki is an uncouth man-child who has no clue what stone fruit is and drop his surname. Shame. Because this is the narrative. Yeah, this is someone who's probably confused, in my humble opinion, because the narrative right now with the Trump type of government that's going on, racism and all of that, so he's shifting his views or whatever it is to what will benefit him. Meanwhile, there are people who proud of their name, fighting, standing up to preserve what they have. These are the bystander, like this guy, for instance, changing his name to go for whatever reason, bystander. And then those people who are fighting to preserve their culture, their roots and things like that. And if they win, those bystander, after the fight is done, they're gonna come and then try to dictate to those that were fighting the fight or how to live their life again. Oh my God. I hope I make sense the way I just explained it. Okay. Like the way Trump is, you have the regular Republicans been doing their thing. The Trump type of people were just standing by, let things happen, and then as soon as they see the upper hand where they could come and take over everything, this is what they did. Okay. They were bystander before. Let the GOP do their thing. And then as soon as the GOP got to a point where they could control things, they take over. Alright, I check out his review. Yikes. You think Meghan studied the wars in Gaza, Ukraine, or was on Epstein list? It was packed with sexual innuendos and racist tropes, all while reviewing wine. And the kicker? He thought he'll be cancelled for being kind to the wine instead of trashing it. This guy was praying for you. Okay, this guy was praying for your attention to boost him and the algorithm. Okay, I remember watching this guy, and he admitted on a live that he doesn't mind being center of the drama. He loves it. Funnily enough, he is so irrelevant, I almost forgot about him. His takes suck. He does it on purpose. He is begging for clout and to be cancelled. No joke. Let's go to the next one. This is another review from JTB, and I think it has to do with Taylor Swift. Alright, let's pause this. Okay, imagine calling yourself a Swiftie while using Taylor's name to drag Meghan Markle off of a fake reality T headline. Taylor is a girl's girl. She will never co-sign that. Alright, let's see here. Dragging a fake Swiftie for lying on Meghan Markle. I mean, she's a southern girl, but with common sense. Unlike some southern people who's, I don't know. But he took her on the father, I remember a couple of years ago, regarding the Trump thing. And then as recently as the 2024 election, where she supported Kamala Harris. And it was a big deal. Alright, but let's listen. 2 minutes and 56 seconds.
And now with Meghan Markle, she's acting like she was victimized by Taylor because of her Netflix release and saying that Taylor announcing the life of a showgirl overshadowed it. To be honest, was anyone watching Meghan Markle on Netflix?
Do you honestly think Taylor Swift would approve this nonsense you're spewing? Girl, fix your eyebrows. Taylor is the definition of a girl's girl. She lifts women up. She collaborates. She shares the spotlight, much like Meghan Sussex. She doesn't tear women down, and she definitely wouldn't co-sign you sitting here using her name to pit her against Meghan Sussex.
Okay, this is another person I don't follow, Taylor Swift, but I know a little bit here and there about her. And I've shared some stuff about her on my platform. Okay, especially leading up to the 2024 election. I don't see how Taylor Swift will go out of her way to trash Meghan. I don't know. Some people are unhinged. They don't care about a lot of legal issues. Let's continue.
Over a fake tabloid headline. You built this whole rant on Reality T, a gossip blog for Real Housewives catfights that Yahoo Entertainment recycled for clicks. Meghan never said she was upset. The whole Taylor stole Meghan's spotlight thing is fiction. And yet here you are, parroting it like fact, while acting like you're defending Taylor. You're not defending her. You're weaponizing her name to drag another woman. And that's the part that's embarrassing. Because Taylor, the woman you claim to stan, would hate this. She's out here preaching solidarity, lifting women up, while you're sitting there under bad lighting with those fish eyes and that unfortunate nose, giving Perez Hilton circa 2007 energy. So
Lord.
No, Meghan isn't crying victim. Taylor isn't stealing oxygen. The only person doing damage here is you, making Taylor look bad by attaching her to your petty, bitter rant. And let's be real, you're not even a real Taylor fan. If you actually knew anything about her, you'd know her entire brand is built on supporting women, on refusing to play the industry's games of tearing each other apart. Taylor has fought against this very narrative for years, and you just dragged her back into it because you were desperate for views, calling yourself a Taylor fan while spreading gossip that pits her against another woman.
Okay, the little that I knew about Taylor Swift, I just told you. Okay? And it seems to fit to what he's saying here, even though I don't know as much as he's explaining here. Okay? She even went against her own father. I think it's on either Netflix or HBO or something like that. So I don't see how or why will Taylor Swift waste her time to look into doing whatever that lady just said about Meghan. She doesn't have time for this. Is she pregnant though? Why am I seeing... Let me pause for a second. If Taylor Swift is pregnant, I don't know why. This is not a rumor. For some reason, I felt like, let me just look. Otherwise, I'm going to cut this out. I must have seen it somewhere, but the answer is no. There is no credible evidence of Taylor Swift is currently pregnant. Okay, why did I say it? I have no idea. But anyway, back to this. Let's finish with this.
That's fake fan behavior. You don't represent her. You embarrassed her. Taylor is about empowerment, about solidarity, about owning your story. And you clearly don't get that. If anything, you exposed yourself as someone, using Taylor's name for clout, while trampling on everything she actually stands for. And let's not pretend otherwise. Those bulging eyes and that nose that's still deciding which direction to point,
oh my God,
don't exactly scream credible messenger. You don't look like a Swiftie. You look like a punchline. So here's the reality check. A real Taylor fan would never make her look this small. You're just a fraud with a ring light, squealing like a pig at feeding time. And trust me, everyone hears it.
There's something he said here about owning your thing.
And you just dragged her back into it because you were desperate for views, calling yourself a Taylor fan while spreading gossip that pits her against another woman. That's fake fan behavior. You don't represent her. You embarrassed her. Taylor is about empowerment, about solidarity, about owning your story.
That part, about owning your story. Because she had issues with her masters. And I think she was trying to, someone in the business, the music industry, on some of the recordings that she did, and then she can't get it. I don't remember the full story. I'm probably gonna ask ChatGPT to clarify what I'm saying here. And I believe she re-record some of those music so she could have them. So he is right in that aspect. That's what came to mind when he said this part here about owning your story, I think.
About solidarity, about owning your story.
That
And
part. Okay, let's see here. Let me go on ChatGPT and then I'll be back. Let me pause. Okay, so yeah, I was right. The thing that I asked ChatGPT is, did Taylor Swift re-record her music? And the answer is yes. Taylor Swift has been re-recording her music and releasing them under the title Taylor Swift version. This initiative stems from a long-standing dispute over the ownership of her master's recordings. Okay, she wanted to buy, I believe she wanted to buy the originals, and she had some dispute with somebody. And then she ended up doing the recordings again. Let me pause. I'm thinking of something. Why? Okay, so this is what I asked ChatGPT. 2 questions here. Even though I sort of know the answer, but I wanted to make sure I'm saying the right thing. So I asked ChatGPT, why did Taylor Swift, I put it twice. Why did Taylor Swift re-record her music? What was wrong with the original songs she recorded? Okay, I knew the answer of that, but I added anyway. Taylor Swift didn't re-record her music because there was anything wrong with the original songs, musically or creatively. The reason was that ownership and control. Okay, she wanted to control and own her music, and I think someone I forgot the name of the person, went and buy the ownership of her music, and when she tried to buy it back, there were some issues. So instead she was like, you know what, F this, I'm gonna do it all over again, and then that's that. Ownership and control. So JTB is right. You could go and ChatGPT and ask this question and read all of this, okay? But I got my answer. It's ownership and control. Let's read some of the comments here. Pause this. Exactly. Taylor support women. She doesn't tear them down. Alright, so there's that. I was actually happy that 2 women that I admire announced their projects at the same time. Both have different audiences. Why will Meghan feel threatened by Taylor Swift announcing her new album? Meghan will never. And what does Meghan content, whatever platform, curation, things that she does has to do with Taylor Swift music? It doesn't match at all. I love how you drive Meghan's haters. They always have a certain look. They should pick a struggle. Fix eyebrow and buy a lip pencil. What is funny face saying? What a sight for sore eyes. Alright, let's go to the next one. Now, we're moving on to a different topic here. Maybe this will be one video. Alright, let me pause. I'm gonna make this one video and I'm gonna add 2 different tweets that I saved for something else, since the conversation is gonna change. So since the conversation was gonna change and it will be about the William and Kate kind of topic, but instead I add 2 tweets that has nothing to do with what I just talked about, but that will be the end of this video. So I'll create another one. So I came across this. Adele and Rich Paul stunned in a recent photo. Okay, so I know she was dating a black guy, but I didn't know his name, and I searched his name earlier when I first came across it. It's probably 4 hours. I was in the middle of editing. I believe he does things with LeBron James in terms of represent. You know what? Let me just look it up so you have an idea. It's not just somebody out there who after her money or something like that. He has his own empire kind of thing to say, so to speak. Okay, Richard Paul is a sports agent and the founder and CEO of Clutch Sports Group, a Los Angeles-based agency representing nearly 200 athletes across the NBA, NFL's Major League Baseball, and WNBA. Paul's most notable client is LeBron James, with whom he has a long-standing friendship. Other clients include Anthony, whatever. Okay, so I just want you to know this is where he's at. Okay, he's a sports agent, so he has his own money. That's the only reason I wanted to look into it at first. Okay, and I think I retweeted it. I'm gonna read some of the comments. Okay, there's this here. That's also a video. I'll share it with you. Friend, there is so much racism in India that a fair girl feels shy to even pass by such a dark boy. Okay, let me leave that alone. That's their problem. Eventually, they'll see the light. It will take them a while. Rich Paul shares how easy his relationship with Adele is on Angie Martinez's podcast. Adele shared. Okay, let's listen. Almost a minute.
The thing I'm curious about it, because in your relationship, it was shared. Adele shared with Oprah that this was a very easy one. And so I just wondered from your perspective, how do you get there? How do you get to be in a relationship that's easy?
Well, I think because I'm in a different space now.
Yeah.
Probably because she's in a different space as well. Mm-hmm. So I think the easiness comes through experience, though. Mm-hmm. If you've experienced enough hard things, then you can recognize easy.
And willing to change, right?
Yeah.
To some extent. She said in her Grammys that you told her not to cry. And I thought, why? What is with the crying? Is that something that you don't like to do? Why did you tell her not to cry when she won her Grammy?
No.
And are you a person that doesn't like to cry or doesn't like crying around you?
No, I actually cried last night.
You did? What?
For the first time in like a long time.
What?
For something that's
a happy
60 minutes. It was happy.
Oh.
Yeah. My friend said a speech and I got emotional for us.
The thing I'm curious about it, because
crying, it's really hard to hold it. It will be there depend on how you feel. Crying goes with emotion, depend on how you feel. You could cry because you're happy, you could cry because you're sad, you could cry because of anything. It goes along with emotion, and sometimes you try to control it so the tears don't come out. So I'm gonna look for my retweet of that. Let me pause so I could look for it. Alright, so this is my retweet of it. The majority of people just want to live peacefully and share their lives with someone who loves them. I wish them much love, health, and enjoy the time they have with each other. Alright, so pretty much that. People are just looking to majority, okay? Not everybody. There's some people who feel they could only live when they see someone else is suffering. Okay? But majority of people, they just want to live a peaceful life. Okay, and then share those moments with someone they love. You will not believe how much that few moments me and my husband went and we didn't do anything spectacular. We did not do anything spectacular, and we didn't spend a lot of money. Okay, we just went out and eat, and then we check on our kids. We order food for them. They just had to go pick it up and things like that. For that few moments, it was so peaceful. We just enjoy each other's moment. And it brings back the when we were dating without any kids, we weren't thinking of things. So now we are in a different space, because everywhere we go, we take our kids with us. So that was the very first time we left without the kids. And we enjoy the moment. We make fun of each other. We check different places. It's just a moment just to be, some people could live by themselves. They will still be happy, but to live life is to share with someone you love or someone who's in the same space as you. That's not about issues creating problem out of nowhere. Okay, I was the one who recommended him, let's do this, and both of us are horrible. It ended up, okay, the day came, we even forgot. But it was leading up to our wedding anniversary. We didn't even know. The worst thing is, the day passed. That was after we came. We didn't even recognize it to say, oh, happy anniversary. But anyway, let me show, let's do the last tweet. And then I'll start a new video. This has to do with Tom Brady. Let's pause this. Tom Brady left this ESPN reporter blushing after complimenting her hair during a meeting. Alright, it's only 14 seconds.
Morgan, I love your hair.
Thank you. It's a lot to deal
Beautiful.
with. But when it's a good day, it's a good day.
Other girl. Where are you at? Morgan, I love your hair.
Already asking where you at. So yeah, I just thought the comments are ridiculous funny. Okay, when you end up third wheeling, you're on Zoom meeting. That's the guy's face here. Why is forehead? Okay, so you still have some people saying certain things. Okay, when I'm trying to smash, so I laugh at everything she says. There's all of that. There's other comments here, but I don't know. I just thought I'd share it with you. Okay, let's do a prayer. Let's do peace in the world. I think Tom Brady has a niece that's that's mixed. All right. Okay, what's his name again? Tom Brady niece, and I think she's in college doing in sports. I think, yeah, this is the half. Okay, Tom Brady's niece is Maya Brady. She is a professional softball player and is known for her athletic achievement, particularly her time with the UCLA Bruins softball team. She currently plays for the Talent and the Athlete Unlimited softball league. I didn't even know they have a softball league. I didn't even know. There she is here. Yeah, I was aware of her when she was in college. But anyway, let's do the prayer. So there they are here. When I was looking at it, what is it? His ex was Giselle Gislin. You know, I forgot her last name. His ex-wife already has another child with let's leave that alone. I don't want to say anything. All right, this is the prayer for peace in the world. Prayer for world peace. A prayer for world peace. Lord Jesus, you came that the world might know the peace that you have experienced with the Father eternally. Yet you taught us that in this life there will be wars and rumors of wars. Nation will rise against nations as violence works itself out in the world. However, through you, the world may be saved. O Lord, send your Spirit into the heart of all men, that the world might know true peace through your abundant mercy. Amen. Alright, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. So that's that. I'm gonna do another video. We're gonna start with this. These are old tweets I think I had before I went on vacation with my husband. Okay, we're gonna start with that. When was this? This was posted yesterday, so I must have added later on. Okay, so that's that. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
The love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.